Well, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on America's 250th birthday. I'm Jasmine Cornell. Like I just mentioned, America is celebrating 250 years of independence. From coast to coast, communities are coming together to celebrate this historic day with parades, flyovers, fireworks, and much more. We'll take a look at some events happening locally, but first, let's talk weather. We did see some rain yesterday. It's been a little bit of a mixture of both, but today it is going to be pretty hot. Let's go ahead and bring in our meteorologist, Alex Forbes. He has a look at what you can expect today as you get ready for your celebrations.
Jasmine, a hot 4th of July, no doubt. In fact, I've got a super scientific, highly accurate forecast here in this red shaded area. Hot, but it's going to be in red. Hot and blue over here, northwest Georgia, extending back into Alabama. And it's also going to be hot down south and west of the city. Now, obviously, it's going to be hot everywhere. Just had to have some 4th of July fun here. Heat advisory in effect for the next several hours through 8 o'clock this evening. It's in place for heat index values upwards of 105. It includes most of North Georgia. Technically, northeast Georgia is not included, but look, don't go put up the Christmas tree in Dahlonega. It's not going to be Antarctica up there. It's still going to be warm, upper 90s, low 100s for heat index values, 105 upwards of that number in this orange shaded area, and then we'll say upper 90s, low 100s down on the south side as well. So remember to take breaks in the shade, drink plenty of water, all of that. We'll talk about the details here in just a moment. As for your pool forecast into the afternoon, several hours of 90s, but as I mentioned, those heat index values are what matter. Chance for showers and storms will be around, that peaks today right around 40% across metro Atlanta and North Georgia. So as I was mentioning, don't forget the water. Beverages with electrolytes can help. And look, it's the 4th of July. I know a lot of people are going to be drinking alcohol outside today. Alcohol is a dehydrant, so please try to keep up with the water if you're going to be doing so. Lightweight, loose fitting, light colored clothing, a good idea, as well as those breaks in the shade. Also the sunscreen. We've seen some of our highest UV numbers of the season over the last several days. I have no reason to doubt that that will continue today in metro Atlanta and North Georgia. Then we get to this evening. Sunset is at 8:52, which means I think it's going to be dark enough for fireworks right around 9:30, right? The sun sets, then you got to get through dusk, and then you're into nighttime hours. So 9:30 this evening is what I would have circled on my calendar for some firework activity. Temperatures going to be falling down into the 80s for that. Going to be looking for, let's say, about 84, mostly cloudy skies, 9 p.m. Hanging on to that 30% chance of rain as those clouds begin to clear. I think a couple of storms will persist past the sunset hour. They will be few and far between, though. So if you happen to catch one, I think you're going to be some of the unlucky few across metro Atlanta and North Georgia into the evening hours. Temperatures through the week ahead, I've been calling it more reasonable, right? Low 90s as opposed to upper 90s. It's not nothing, but I'll take it. As we find our way into next week, 91 next Tuesday, 92 for Wednesday and Thursday. So you pick up on the trend. Will just be a degree or two above average as opposed to 5 to 7 degrees above average. Now, our rain chances actually going to peak tomorrow right around 60%, but will remain unsettled here through the week to come. A 30% chance of showers and storms Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before that ticks back up to 40% for Thursday and for Friday. So here's how it shakes out on the hour-by-hour forecast, right? Into the afternoon, looking at 1 or 2 storms dotting the landscape now. And then as we find our way to 4 or 5 o'clock, I think this will be the greatest coverage area of what we see across metro Atlanta and North Georgia, which even then is not a whole lot. Today's rain chance at 40%, and I like to think of that as a 60% chance of staying dry. Now, into the evening, there's 6, 7 o'clock, all right? Not too bad on the radar front, but then this particular model does try to fire up a shower or storm more into the firework hour, and then it's possible that that blossoms 9, 10 o'clock. I wouldn't lock in on that scenario exactly, just know that this is what this particular model is saying. Then I mentioned tomorrow's our best chance of rain, 60% chance of seeing some wet weather at various points through the day on Sunday. So for your firework forecast this evening, we mentioned earlier, 84 degrees, 1 or 2 showers or storms persisting with very humid conditions lasting across metro Atlanta and North Georgia. Here is your Fox 5 Storm Team 7-day forecast. Now a 60% chance of storms tomorrow, the rain chance down to 30% Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, including for our next FIFA match day there on Monday. And then more reasonable, Jasmine, in the high temperature department. Heat index values will still be around, but they'll be more upper 90s, low 100s as opposed to the mid 100s and the heat advisory stuff as we've seen over the last couple of days.
All right, Alex, thank you. Some great tips there from our meteorologist, Alex Forbes. Guys, like I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration for most Americans. And I'm speaking of America 250. Festivities are taking place from coast to coast across America and even right here in the city of Atlanta and our area, just in general. So let's go ahead and get out to our Kim Leffler, who has been covering the Peachtree Road Race this morning, where more than 55,000 people participated in this race. And Kim, you're at the starting line, and you were able to speak with some incredible people, including the mayor, who finished not too long ago.
Yeah, Jasmine, good morning to you. You can see crews here behind me working to get everything cleaned up right now and get the road back open. The start line here closed at 8:30 this morning, but the energy was really electric. And I heard the announcer here say there were actually over 56,000 people participating from all 50 states as well as Washington, D.C. Now, take a look at some video that we got as the folks were starting the race this morning. Now, because of the heat today, the race did operate under red flag conditions, which meant all participants should take extra precautions to prepare and manage the heat both before and during the race. And the announcer here at the start encouraged runners to maintain what he called a party pace and take things a bit slower this year because of the heat. But runners we talked to tell us it's the sense of community that keeps them coming back. And one of those runners was Mayor Andre Dickens, taking part in his 5th race this year. He told us hydration was going to be key as he completed the race. Take a listen to my conversation with the mayor.
Always excited. This is an iconic race. It's the largest 10K in the world, and it's right here in Atlanta on Peachtree Street. Seeing almost 60,000 people enjoying themselves on the 4th of July. I love the just energy that it brings, the excitement it brings, the fellowship it brings, and the people along the sides that's cheering us on. They're a part of this race too. So I'm really excited, and of course this is America's 250th, so this is significant, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to participate.
And with this being America's 250th, does it feel different this year?
Yeah, I think it feels different for us in Atlanta, particularly because we have FIFA going on right now. The 2026 FIFA World Cup games are happening at the exact same time that we're having the 4th of July, the 250th celebration of America's independence. This all means something. It's all about us being in unison and our independence, our freedom. This is all an important time for us to share in it together, and what a great way to start it with a race down the best, most iconic street in Atlanta, and in my mind in America, which is Peachtree.
And obviously this year the heat is a major concern for everyone running the race. So for you personally, how are you kind of adjusting how you approach the race with the heat this year?
Yeah, you got to stay hydrated. I've been drinking water since yesterday, and then of course right before the race just drinking water, staying hydrated along the race. I'm not trying to break any records. Last year I did my 58 minutes, and I'm excited by that, and that's good enough for me. This year it's just about pacing myself, and I'm telling everybody, drink water, don't outdo yourself. It's thick out here. I mean, the humidity feels like it's 100%. I don't know what it is, but it's very hot and it's very sticky, and so shorter breaths, harder to get through. So pacing ourselves. We got Atlanta Fire Rescue out here, Grady EMS, and so I'm just making sure that people don't exert themselves too much. Let's just have a fun run today.
Only finished about 5 minutes behind the time that he finished last year, so he still made some really good time today. And we know there were medical staff stationed along the race route, which goes from here in Buckhead all the way to Piedmont Park, and there were several water stations and cooling stations as well to help keep runners cool. But the heat certainly was not stopping people from getting out here and certainly bringing the good energy as well. Jasmine.
Kim, thanks so much for joining us to talk about this, a very special tradition here in the city of Atlanta. We look forward to checking in with you a little later, and thanks again. Guys, we're going to take a look at some of the first people to start this Peachtree Road Race. We got some video for you to play. Let's take a look.
Wheelers set. And they're off. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Clap and cheer. Give it up for our Wheelers. Come on, men's Wheelers race has begun. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you. Check out the shoulders on that guy. Good gracious. Like he could have been I got the back for it. I don't know if you've seen the photos in here. 90 seconds until we send off our young ladies for the Wheeler start. The World Renowned Shepherd Center is a rehabilitation facility and a sponsor of the wheelchair division of the Peachtree Road Race, where world-class athletes compete in one of the largest and fastest wheelchair 10Ks. The first finisher in the men's Wheeler race should cross the line around 6:30 a.m. We'll definitely try to keep you involved and abreast with the live results throughout the morning. We are now 30 seconds from the start. Once again, Brandon Clifton, our official starter, will sound the horn and raise or drop the flag. "20 seconds until the start of our race. "10 seconds. Wheeler set. And they're off. The elite women Wheelers are now off and on Peachtree Street. A place where all of us are going to share the road as we continue to make our way towards Piedmont Park. Remember, in Piedmont Park, we have a phenomenal celebration set up for you. But please, ladies and gentlemen, remember, volunteers and runners, please remember to stay hydrated. We are now pleased to welcome athletes from the Cal Pease Foundation. The foundation empowers individuals with disabilities through sports and employment opportunities by providing adaptive equipment, race feeds, and support. KPF enables athletes to participate in races and fosters a community where everyone can experience the joy of sports and meaningful work. This year, multiple teams are representing the Cal Pease Foundation at the Northside Hospital Peachtree Road Race. We are 1 minute away from the push assist wave. Now, since the push assist category became a part of the Peachtree Road Race, thousands of athletes have been competing and have been a part of the Cal Pease Foundation. This year, ATC hosted its first ever Peachtree Road Race Junior Race for push assist athletes. It was awesome to see them compete in yesterday's race. We are now 20 seconds away from the start. Brandon, remember, you will help us out on the ground. "10 seconds. Athletes set. Come on. Uh-oh. We got some hand crank. We're cranking up the energy here at the start line. Get it? Cranking up the energy. Yep. Charlie got me. Shout out to Charlie Holder. Cougar? What? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Cougar is at the start line. That was intense. I don't know what volts she was drinking this morning. She said, "I'm full of caffeine. We're hyped up." Shout out to Michael from... I see it. He's here. Yes. We're about to send you all off. 30 seconds until the start of our race. Once again, if anyone needs help, look for race officials wearing a volunteer shirt. Medical help is available. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Athletes set. There we go, there we go, there we go. Come on. Crank it all the way. Cougar, we'll see you at the finish line. I'm guaranteed Cougar's going to beat us there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm Ronnell Blackman, your favorite host and MC, and I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. Now, over 50,000 runners will take place in the Peachtree Road Race right here in I wanted to say flight, but should I say take steps on Peachtree Street. United by movement, purpose, and the spirit of this city. Atlanta Track Club welcomes you to the 57th running of the Northside Hospital Peachtree Road Race. This annual race is the largest, world's largest 10K, and welcomes elite athletes, seasoned milers, and first-time runners. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Lenox Square, excited to celebrate the 4th of July. Today, we gather for more than just a race. We gather to celebrate community, competition, and yes, camaraderie. In 250 years of celebrating our United States of America, this is Running City, USA. Come on. Get excited, get excited, get excited. Go, 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 go. Shout out to our board here at Atlanta Track Club. That's a beautiful photo. Doug, I see you over there. April, I see you over there. Come on. My God, it's a family affair. We got elite runners making their way on up. We're going to get them strides. Elite men, elite women, high school elites as well. Matt, we got folks from all over the state of Georgia here to celebrate, here to showcase their talents. Shout out to Eduardo Cabañas. That's right, Crop Top Crew. I got a feeling we're going to see some folks here. Shout out to Divey Moss as well. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we have our high school top athletes, but we also have our elite men, our elite women as well. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna just put myself out there because yes, it's before 6:30 in the morning. If I fumble anyone's name, please forgive me. Give me some grace on this birthday of our great nation. Come on. Remember, as a reminder, all participants have been assigned to specific ways. Start ways are now open. Please make sure that you allow yourself enough time to get your assigned ways. Along the course, runners will enjoy some cool sounds and support from various artists. These include Mile 1.1, DJ Tezio Super. 3.1, we got MC Rena and DJ Wavy. 3.6, Mr. Inspiration. Yeah, we need him coming up Cardiac Hill. Shout out to Mile 3.8, NOD. Percussion will be there. Mile 4.1, MC Coco Chanel
And again, you just took a look at some footage from this morning, and this was people starting the race, but I want to give you a live picture of what's happening right now. As you can see in this footage, this is a GDOT camera, and you can see people there participating in this race. Again, more than 56,000 people participated, according to our Kim Leffler, who was out on the scene all morning and still out there. But again, you're taking a live look at a GDOT camera here, looking at the people crossing this area of the race here. And this is a 10K. It's the 57th annual Peachtree Road Race here in Atlanta. And many participate in this every single year. We know that Mayor Andre Dickens participated as well. Let's bring this picture full if we can to take a look. And it looks like it is pausing. I do want to bring another live picture up as well. We have cameras up at the finish line. It does go in and out a bit here, but you can see many people again running across that finish line, which is just amazing here to be able to get up early in the morning on America's 250th birthday and run or walk a 10K. Let's take a live look for just a little bit. And again, this is a live picture of the finish line at the Peachtree Road Race. We'll keep this live shot up there. Our photog will be out there until this race ends. No one else can start the race. That stopped at 8:30 this morning, but we do expect people to continue in the coming hour to continue coming through this finish line here. Time right now is 9:22. When we return here on Fox Local this 4th of July, we'll take a look at a national event that was held earlier this morning. News conversation streaming here on social media as well, including TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, this is a news conversation, and we love to bring you events live. So it is the 4th of July, America celebrating 250 years of independence, and you're taking a live look now at the Peachtree Road Race. So this is a camera set up here from GDOT at Peachtree Memorial Drive Northwest, and you can see some of those runners, those walkers there, those athletes crossing and participating in this race, crossing the street, that is. But this is a very special tradition here in the city of Atlanta. It's been happening for 57 years straight, and more than 56,000 people are participating right now. Let's take a bigger picture, a live look here at this festivity here in the city of Atlanta. We know that many festivities will be held today from Marietta. We'll have a look at that in our next hour. Woodstock and also Dunwoody. There's several celebrations happening here that we'll talk about today on our stream during this conversation. But again, you're just taking a look at many people participating in this race here. If you're just joining our conversation, this is a live picture at State Route 9 and Peachtree Memorial Drive Northwest. That was a GDOT camera that we were just looking at. And we expect many people to cross the finish line here in the next hour. No one can start this race anymore. That ended around 8:30. But again, many people are crossing the race. And if we can't bring that live picture to you, we will. The shots have been a little shaky this morning, but we know that that this is still happening right now in the city of Atlanta, and we expect it to continue for about another hour as people complete this 10K. Our time is at 9:31. Other events happening across the U.S. We know that America 250 time capsule was recently buried in Philadelphia, and so that's something that we want to bring you a little bit later today. But let's go ahead and take a live picture again of our camera out at the finish line really quickly. This is the GDOT camera that we're seeing here. Again, it's paused right now, but people are still participating in this Peachtree Road Race. Time is 9:31. When we return here on Fox Local, we'll take a look at more events happening for this 4th of July. Welcome back to our news conversation here on Fox Local. You're taking a live look here at New York. Again, festivities underway across the nation from coast to coast, celebrating America's 250th birthday. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening live here, right here on Fox 5 News Live.
Our enabling legislation directed that a representative collection of books, documents, memorabilia, and artifacts from America's 250th anniversary be placed in a time capsule here at Independence Mall to be buried on July 4th, 2026, and opened exactly 250 years from today on America's 500th birthday in 2276. There is something profoundly humbling about this task. Most of us spend our lives looking back to honor those who came before us or looking ahead to tomorrow's challenges. But today asks something different of us. It asks us to imagine Americans we will never meet, children not yet born, families whose lives will unfold long after ours, citizens who 250 years from now will open this capsule and wonder who we were. What will they think of us? Will they see a generation worthy of the inheritance we received? Will they recognize people who understood that freedom is not guaranteed? It is renewed by every generation. My hope is that when we open this time capsule during America's 500th anniversary, they won't simply discover artifacts. They'll discover us. They'll discover a people who loved their country enough to continue improving it. A people who understood that patriotism isn't measured by perfection, but by the willingness to keep building a more perfect union. A people who chose service over cynicism, hope over division, and possibility over doubt. Inside this capsule are pieces of our time, but the most important thing we leave behind cannot be placed in a box. It is our example. It is how we treated one another. It is how we cared for our communities. It is how we answered the enduring question every generation of Americans must answer. What will we leave for those who come next? That question has been at the heart of America 250 from the very beginning. As we've traveled across this nation, we've seen millions of Americans writing the next chapter of our story, not with words alone, but through acts of service, through volunteerism, innovation, creativity, and community. We've seen neighbors helping neighbors, veterans mentoring young people, students preserving local history, families gathering to celebrate what unites us, and communities discovering that our greatest strength has always been each other. Those stories remind us that history is not something that happened. History is something we make, and someday, someone will look back on this very moment as history. Perhaps a child standing where we stand today, 250 years from now, will carefully open this capsule and hold these objects in their hands. I hope they will feel something greater than curiosity. I hope they feel connected to a generation that believed America was worth investing in, connected to people who believe democracy is strengthened through participation, through service, and through shared responsibility, connected to millions of Americans who understood that while we inherit our nation's story, we also have the privilege and the responsibility to write the next chapter. Today, we bury more than a collection of objects. We bury our hopes, our gratitude, our aspirations, and our confidence that the American experiment will continue because each generation has chosen to carry it forward. With that, it is my honor to welcome the great mayor of this city of Philadelphia, Sherrell Parker.
Let me start by saying good morning, Philadelphia, and welcome, America. For nearly 250 years, Philadelphia has stood at the center of our nation's history. It was here that bold ideas about democracy were born. They took root, and where generations have come to reflect on the enduring promise of liberty. So as we celebrate America's 250th anniversary, it feels only right that our nation's official time capsule will be entrusted to our great city of Philadelphia. Now, I know that we're here for a burial, but unlike any other burial, this one is about hope. It's about possibility and about believing that the generations who come after us will build a stronger nation than the one we'll leave behind. A time capsule is more than a collection of artifacts. It's a message from one generation to the next about who we were, what we valued, and what we believed was worth preserving. So today, we place that message into the ground with faith. And I can't help but imagine what this moment will look like 250 years from now. On July 4th, 2276. Oh, it sounds so weird. Doesn't it sound weird? People will gather. People will never meet. And they'll get together and they'll lift this capsule from the ground and they'll open it for the very first time. And they will discover what we chose to leave behind. And it is my hope that they'll see a nation that never stopped striving to become more united, more just, and more committed to creating opportunity for everyone. And I hope they'll find an enduring example of all of the ideals that unite us, the same ideals that call us to be one Philly, a united city, and one America, a united nation. I all want you to know, especially those of you who are back there, that by the powers invested in me by the Home Rule Charter here in the city of Philadelphia, I hereby direct each of you to place one finger in the air right now. One finger. And I want you all to repeat after me, and generations in the future, they'll remember this moment. I want to hear you all say, one Philly, a united city, one America, a united nation. Thank you to everyone whose vision and dedication made today's ceremony possible, and made the memories that we make today truly, truly last a lifetime. Thank you.
National Historic. Please welcome Superintendent of Independence National Historical Park, Steve Sims.
Good morning, and welcome to Independence National Historical Park, and to this extraordinary moment in the life of our nation. I want to begin by recognizing our partners at America 250 for their leadership in bringing this national initiative to life, along with our colleagues at the Independence Historical Trust, our elected officials, federal and state partners, and the many scientists, engineers, educators, and preservation experts whose work has made today possible. And I want to extend a special welcome to the American people, because while this ceremony takes place here in Philadelphia, this time capsule belongs to every American and to generations of Americans yet to come. We gather today on sacred ground within Independence National Historical Park, where 250 years ago, bold ideas about liberty, self-government, and human dignity were first declared to the world. Today, we mark not only a celebration of that legacy, but a deliberate act of preservation, the sealing of a record of who we are as a nation at our 250th anniversary, entrusted to generations not yet born. The time capsule we bury today is more than an artifact. It is a message carried forward through time. It reflects a nation still striving, still debating, still building, still expanding the meaning of its founding ideals. It captures our voices, our achievements, our struggles, and our aspirations. It reflects the creativity, complexity, and character of the American people in 2026. Designed to endure for 250 years beneath this historic ground, it has been built so that when it is opened in 2276, it will still tell our story clearly, faithfully, and authentically. That is a profound act of trust. Trust in the ingenuity of those who built it. Trust in our institutions to preserve it. And ultimately trust that the American story is still being written and worth remembering in full. Moments like this remind us that the National Park Service's mission is not only to preserve places, but preserve meaning. We are stewards not only of the places where history happened, but of the stories, ideas, and shared heritage that continue to give those places meaning. Here at Independence National Historical Park, we hold in trust the birthplace of American democracy. Today, we add another layer to that legacy, not only by preserving the past, but by speaking to the future. Our responsibility is to leave behind a record that is honest, thoughtful, and worthy of those who will one day open it. The signers could never have imagined this moment, but they understood that every generation inherits both the blessings and the responsibilities of liberty. So today, we do something both simple and extraordinary. We place objects into a vessel. We place that vessel into the ground. And in doing so, we place our trust in America's future. 250 years ago, a generation of Americans changed the course of history. Today, we honor that achievement, not only with celebration, but with stewardship. And today, we renew that commitment to ensuring that government of the people, by the people, and for the people endures for the next 250 years. Thank you.
Please welcome Executive Director of Independence Historical Trust, Tom Caramanico.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Caramanico, the Executive Director of Independence Historical Trust, the official nonprofit philanthropic partner to Independence National Historical Park. It's been a privilege for the Trust to work alongside our partners at the park and America 250 to help make today's time capsule burial a reality. Our role's been pretty straightforward, pretty simple, really. We coordinate the site work, prepared the foundation for the capsule, hired the local contractors, transported the time capsule to Philadelphia, arranged the event, secured the site, and ultimately lowered this capsule into the ground before restoring the site. I said our role was straightforward. I didn't say it was easy. As you can imagine, organizing this kind of an event, digging this hole in Independence Park, and doing this event on the 4th of July, it takes a lot of coordination. And a lot of things could have gone wrong, but they didn't. I want to recognize the outstanding team that helped make this possible, including National Park Service staff, the contractor Sabia Construction, Mayfield Site Contractors, Think Green Landscape Architects, Bustamante Engineers, and Dan Bozine Associates, our project manager. We all worked with Tom Medema at America 250. Their expertise brought this vision to life, and we are grateful for their partnership. You may be wondering why this particular location was chosen for today's ceremony, for burying this time capsule right here. The answer lies in another exciting project that will soon become part of Independence Mall. The Independence Historical Trust is leading the creation of a monumental stone sculpture inspired by Benjamin Franklin's Join or Die cartoon. Published in 1754, Franklin's image of a segmented snake carried a powerful message that the colonies would be stronger together than apart. More than 250 years later, that message of unity remains just as meaningful today. The sculpture, designed by artist John Collins, will stretch 46 feet across this area where you're sitting. It's currently being carved from granite in Wisconsin by Quarrystone, and when installed, the head of the snake will rest right here, making this the perfect location to bury this time capsule. In fact, the stone foundation supporting the capsule below and the capstone that will sit atop the capsule marking its location are being created in Wisconsin at the same location where the snake is being carved. It's been an honor for the Independence Historical Trust to play a small part in preserving this monument for future generations. Long after we are gone, people will gather here to remember not only what we accomplished during America's 250th anniversary, but also the enduring ideals that people have talked about here this morning. Thank you all very much. It's been an honor to work with everybody to make this happen.
Please welcome Commissioner of America 250, Reginald Brown.
Good morning. You can't say I talk low. I am Reggie Brown. I'd like to bring greetings to Congressman Aderholt. Thanks for coming from Alabama, Mrs. Aderholt. Mayor Parker, good to see you. And all my fellow commissioners. And in the absence of our chairperson, Rosie Rios, she is in the air going to California for America's Block Party. She should land about an hour. I am a commissioner of America 250, and it's a privilege to have served on this commission. And I stand before you, I see a lot of friends, a lot of neighbors here. I stand before you as a son of Philadelphia. My family has lived in this city for 120 years. Philadelphia is the influence of the birth of this nation. It's only fitting that this time capsule will be buried here. When I was thinking about the approach of my remarks, I was thinking about 5 things Philadelphia is known for. We are the birthplace for independence. We are the birthplace of the first stock exchange. It's right down the street here. We're the birthplace of the first banking. We are the center of early free black community. And we are the first museum and art school. I'm on that board, I gotta say it. Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. We are the first museum and art school in this nation. So this place, this monument, is especially meaningful to me. You probably can see that. We're here today to bury this time capsule. This is a gift to the future, to capture who we are, our dreams, our challenges, and our shared humanity. The time capsule reminds us that we are both custodians of the past and stewards of the future. By preserving the stories, the artifacts, the voices today, we create a bridge between the present and those who will come after us. In this sense, today's ceremony is an act of optimism. It's a message from one generation to Americans 250 years from now that we have faith in our nation will endure. But this is also a gift to all of us. But this gift isn't just for Americans who will open it 250 years from now, but it's also a gift for our children and our children's children and their children. This is an opportunity to reflect who we are, who we want to be. This is a once-in-a-generation chance to remind young people why it's important to come together and celebrate the best of us. In giving remarks around the country, one of the things I focused on is today's 8-year-old. Think about it. Where were you in 1976 those of you of certain age. And what do you remember? To me, I remember Evel Knievel. I remember Farrah Fawcett. I remember Rocky going up the steps and red and white shorts, the symbolism. We are creating America memory today. That 8-year-old will be 58 when America turns 300, the tricentennial. This is the work we're doing. It's for the children. I hope they will remember this anniversary and how they made them feel. It's up to all of us. I hope they remember that the America 250 logo, that logo there, is a unifying symbol of who we are and what we believe. We have so many parts of our country that are great. And it's that greatness, that fabric, is who we are. So I have a call to action. My call to action for every parent, every grandparent, every uncle, every aunt is here. Steward our children for the future. Teach them our story. Bring them places like Philadelphia Independence Hall. Teach them about moments that matter. This is one of the moments that matter. The greatest gift we can leave our children and future generations isn't inside the capsule. This is just a part of it. It's a love of country. It's a love of confidence. It's the pursuit of excellence. It's the American dream. This is what we leave them today and the foundation of who we become tomorrow. In this remarks, I say, happy birthday, America, and thank you very much.
Please welcome Commissioner of America 250, Kathy Gillespie.
Good morning, everyone, and happy semi-quincentennial. It is a privilege to join you today, and I want to thank our distinguished guests, our partners, and everyone who helped make this remarkable day possible. My name is Kathy Gillespie, and I'm honored to serve as a commissioner for America 250. And today, we're gathered in one of the most meaningful places in our nation's history. This is where the ideas and principles of American independence were and where our founders later forged the Constitution that has sustained our republic for nearly 250 years. Now, there's a popular story from these very grounds that will be familiar to many of you. It was here that Benjamin Franklin, leaving the Constitutional Convention, was asked what kind of government had been created. His famous reply was, a republic, if you can keep it. Dr. Franklin understood that America's future would depend on informed and engaged citizens. And today's ceremony is, in many ways, our answer to that challenge. We've kept our republic. And by bearing this time capsule today, we are expressing our confidence that our republic will endure. My hope is that when Americans gather here 250 years from now, they will see not only the objects we left behind, but the principles that we chose to preserve, and know that in 2026, we believe deeply enough in this remarkable American experiment to entrust it to them. Now, in preparing for today, I had the chance to read some of the messages that young people wrote to include in America's time capsule. And this comes from a young student named Sudden Joy, who wrote, 500 years of America. I can't believe we made it this far. Some advice: never take it for granted. I don't know what the world looks like for you now, but I do know that we're blessed to have been here. It really is such a special thing. Now, what a remarkable message from Sudden, not only to future Americans, but to all of us gathered here today. I love her line, never take it for granted. Never take it for granted the freedoms secured by those who came before us in the Declaration of Independence. Never take for granted our U.S. Constitution that protects those freedoms, preserving our republic. And never take for granted as Commissioner Brown so eloquently stated, our responsibility to prepare those who come after us to keep it. Thank you.
Please welcome Congressman Robert Aderholt of Alabama's 4th District.
Well, good morning, Mayor, fellow commissioners, fellow Americans, distinguished guests. We are all gathered here today this morning to celebrate America's semi-quincentennial, the 250th birthday of the United States of America. My wife, Caroline, and I are honored to be with you today and to come up from Washington to celebrate this very special occasion. Across our nation, there'll be fireworks. There'll be celebrations and parades that will commemorate this remarkable time. However, this ceremony that we're experiencing this morning is different. Today, we're not simply celebrating the past. We are speaking to the future. When this time capsule, here to my left, is open 250 years from now, of course, none of us living will be here present. But in a real sense, our voices will be. The Americans of 2276, and yes, Mayor, that does sound very, very strange, of 2276 will learn something about us. Not simply about the items that we placed inside the capsule, but for the values that those items represent. And that raises an important question. What are we leaving behind? As a member of the America 250 Commission, I had the privilege of helping plan this historic commemoration over the last several weeks and months and years. And I believe that this time capsule that we are dedicating today may be the most meaningful because it asks us to think beyond ourselves. What kind of nation do we hope future generations will inherit? I hope they will see a generation that understood America was never meant to be perfect. The only perfect person who ever walked.
And you just listened in on the ceremony where a ton of American history was just buried in Philadelphia. Each state contributed items representing its history and culture, including Georgia. And I do want to tell you a little bit about what Georgia contributed. A pair of Fort Moore Award for Excellence challenge coins went into the capsule from Georgia. A painted relief medallion featuring the iconic Masters Tournament logo, which is a tribute to my hometown, and a special Coca-Cola glass contour bottle with some commemorative artifacts. Again, all 50 states contributed something, and this will stay buried until 2276. So for another 250 years, that is, it will remain buried there in Philadelphia. Our time is 10:02. When we return here on Fox Local, we'll take a live look again at events happening in our area celebrating America's birthday. Welcome back. Thanks for joining our news conversation. It's America's 250th birthday and right now happening in Woodstock. Their annual parade is taking place. I want to give you a live look at that parade as many people prepare to participate and also grab goods from those who are in the parade. Let's take a live look.
It's a camera, so he films this and then it goes on TV. So I'm sending it back to Fox now. They're going to hold on it, and then at 11 o'clock. See, when you watch TV, this is what puts it on the TV. It shoots out of the box into the air. You can't see it. You know that?
I want to be on TV.
Is that? It could be on. It could end up on Fox News. Once we put him up on satellite. If my cart gets any candy in there, thank you. We learned, we didn't know how this worked, and we came for the Christmas parade, and then we didn't realize that they needed a parade. There was a candy free for all. Yeah. It's fun to do it. What do you walk around that bag for? Yeah. It's not Halloween. No. So actually, there were some people at the Christmas, at the December one. They have these grabbers that reach out and go under the fence and bring the scrape the candy in. There's some people that came. There's some people that come prepared for this. Hey, are you excited, buddy? You want daddy? He's 2. He just turned 2.
Here's your wrench.
Good age.
Here. It's okay.
Well, no, I guess. That's exactly how they are. So he's 4.5 and he's just turned 2. Yeah, we go to the Braves games. It's good and bad. We get to go to the. He can go to free to the Braves game, but then we can only make it through the 5th inning because he's ready to go. Free this year. You're right. There's 2. The one where we were winning and then yeah, where we went up and then we got like 7 or 8 runs and then yeah, I turned it off. They got a free ticket and we were like nice. They both keep going every time I like, hey guys, we lost Acuna hurt. Hey, do you like Acuna? Alright, we're getting ready to go. You're afraid.
Last year, it was cold on top. This year, it's played out on that rain game. You got
I want the magic. I want the magic. it's here and I gotta grab it. Hey. Give me more Rusty Man. It's here. Hey. I want the magic. You know I'm an addict. One day the miracles happen. Made a life for abracadabra. I want the magic. All right, how many of you like the red, the white, and the blue? You like that? My three favorite clothes in the world. Favorite music country.
Thank you. All right. Put your hand out. Emmy. 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 Thank you. There you go. Right there. Come on. Whoa.
You like some?
Emmy, look. Emmy, look at that. Emmy, hold your hand out. Emmy, hold your hands out. Hold your hand out. Put your hand out. All right. Thank you. Ooh, Emmy, more.
They're human beings. They like
Check out Trail Like This.
workout today. Yeah. Hey. Hey, look boy.
Come on. 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 Come on
I want it.
Honk it, honk it, honk it, honk it, honk it. Okay. He don't want it. You okay? You want some water?
And again, guys, so you just took a live look at the Woodstock July 4th celebration, the parade there. And as you can see, hundreds of people are out there celebrating America's 250th birthday. This is a news conversation here, so we're going to continue to bring you these events live today. I do want to take you out next to Marietta because they're also holding a parade there. We'll look at this for a little bit. Let's take a live look. And again, you just took a live look there at the Let Freedom Ring Parade in Marietta. Festivities happening in that area throughout this entire day, along with several other areas in the metro Atlanta area. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back with more coverage of America 250. Welcome back to our news conversation here on Fox Local. I'm Jasmine Cornell. It is America's 250th birthday. Let's take a look at a national story happening right now. You're taking a look at a flyover in New York. So the Sailforth 250 and the International Naval Review are bringing together more than 60 tall ships and over 40 naval vessels from around the world. They're transforming New York Harbor into the centerpiece of America's 250th birthday celebration. And soon, Vice President Vance will speak a part of the celebration. But let's take a live look at this before we take you out to some local events.
Local event happening.
And thanks so much for joining that part of our conversation, taking that live look there. When they start speaking and having more festivities in that area, we'll go back to that. But let's go back to a local event here. This one is out of Woodstock, the parade happening there, and it's been underway for about an hour now. So let's take a live look here as well. And this one's actually in Marietta, not Woodstock.
That's temperature coming over there.
At least we saw the wheelies. That's a good one that
Is that an Intune, David? Is that an Intune?
Holy is the Lord God Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. The United States Bill of Rights says we are endowed by our Creator with unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. God Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, is the one that gives us the right. The nation, republic. This is a republic, meaning that we vote for representatives that represent our point of view. We are not ruled by masses. We're ruled by representatives that take an oath under the Constitution of the United States of America. The Constitution that Satan hates. Satan hates the Constitution because it points towards life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Among those are life. Jesus Christ gives life. He is the way, the truth, and the life, the Bible says. He's not a way, a truth, or a life. He is the way. This is the biggest liar. He's 100 questions. Basic instructions to what we can do.
That's it, Benjamin. That's it.
Just taking a live look there at the July 4th parade in Marietta, which started a little over an hour ago. And as you saw, the community there just excited. I'm glad to be a part of the situation of this festivity out of Marietta. We've seen multiple organizations participating in this parade. Again, all celebrating America's 250th birthday. Our time right now is 11:10. We're back with more celebrations after this. Welcome back here to Fox 5 News Live. I want to take you out live to an event happening in New York City where many leaders are getting together to celebrate America's 250th. Pretty soon here, we'll hear from Vice President J.D. Vance. So this is the Sailforth 250 event, and this group and the International Naval Review are coming together and bringing together more than 60 tall ships and over 40 naval vessels from around the world, transforming New York Harbor here into the centerpiece of America's 250th birthday. So again, we do expect Vice President J.D. Vance to speak here at this event and give remarks on the International Naval Review here in New York. But let's take a live look now to see what leaders are saying ahead of his speech.
The International Naval Review isn't just about looking to the past, it's a call to action. 250 years ago, our founders knew that America's survival depended on a dominant Navy, and today we're answering that same call. That is the drive behind President Trump's Golden Fleet, our blueprint to build the dominant naval force that will carry America to the next 250 years. We're going to build ships. We're going to expand our fleet, rebuild our shipyards, inject strength into our industrial base, and dominate the technology of tomorrow. But most importantly, we're going to recruit, train, and retain the hard-charging sailors and Marines that are a true backbone of our maritime dominance. Every single watch, every single deployment, every single mission protects our economy, defends our allies, and preserves the freedom of the seas. The Golden Fleet of today is like Teddy Roosevelt's great white fleet before her. It is our promise to the next generation that America will continue to lead, continue to deter, and continue to preserve peace through strength. I have no doubt that when this country turns 500 years old, we will owe it under the protection of the lethal Navy Marine Corps team that we're building today. That is our promise. To our sailors and Marines, I'm never above you, I'm never below you, I'm always beside you. Semper Fi and Hoo-yah. Now, it is my distinct honor to introduce a leader who has fought tirelessly for our service members, our veterans, and our families. A brother in arms who once wore the uniform of the United States Marine. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 50th Vice President of the United States, the Honorable J.D. Vance.
How we doing? Hoorah, Semper Fi, and happy birthday to all the sailors and the Marines and all the service members of this incredible ship. Please, please, ladies and gentlemen, take a seat. You know, I know it's 100 degrees out here, but my speechwriters wrote me a nice 9-hour address, so it's going to be a long day, But let me start by saying, first of all, thank you for being here on this incredibly historic occasion. I have to give a shout out to Admiral Caudle and, of course, Acting Secretary Cal, two great Americans. Thank you for your leadership and for everything you've done to prepare us for this incredible celebration today. And I also, of course, got to give thank you, but also special greetings from the President of the United States for reviving this incredibly proud naval tradition as we celebrate 250 years of American daring and 250 years of American naval excellence. Today, we celebrate 250 years of America facing the future without fear. We celebrate 250 years of proving what a free people can achieve by the providence of our almighty Creator. I want to welcome the incredible sailors who are with us today, all the Marines, the Coasties, and countless others from all of our forces who serve our nation and do so proudly. And I especially want to thank and welcome our wounded warriors and Gold Star families, many of New York's finest police officers and bravest firefighters, And of course, we have a number of local leaders from across this tri-state area. I'm honored to welcome the dozens of Navy chiefs and other guests from other countries around the world who represent the vessels joining us in today's review. And to the Americans who are watching back home, we have over 50 countries from all over the world who chose to send fighters or naval vessels here to honor our country. And we say from the bottom of our hearts, we are grateful for our friends, grateful for our allies on this special anniversary. It is a very American thing to ring in 250 years of American history by parading our naval and Air Force might for the world to see. But I can't help but consider that 250 years ago, the waters of New York Harbor looked very, very different. While the Continental Congress met in Philadelphia to ratify the Declaration of Independence, General Washington was right here in Manhattan, peering out on this beautiful land and beautiful sea. His attention was fixed on the horizon, watching for sails of the most powerful navy on earth. 1 week before, the British had begun landing troops on Staten Island, and they had landed 32,000 in just over 6 weeks. One colonist still in the city recounted it seemed as if all of London was afloat and heading to the new nation. War was coming, and everyone knew it. By July of 1776, 80% of New York's population had emptied out in anticipation of the coming violence. And that brings us back to our great General Washington. He knew the battles to come would be bruising and would demand much of his men. But they needed to know, through hot summers and cold winters, exactly what they were being asked to fight for. And so, just a few days after the Declaration of Independence was signed, George Washington read aloud the words of the incredible Declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Even today, 250 years to the day later, these words command a tremendous power over us as Americans. For 250 years, they have stirred our hearts, and they've reminded us of who we are as a people. But to Washington's soldiers, to the people to whom they were first read, think about this, they were entirely new. What has become standard American parlance, they had never heard those words before. And I think it's something striking to reflect on, that in 2026, the Declaration was written with the assumption that its audience would immediately grasp its words. Though they had never heard it, they would know exactly what it meant. It wasn't written for historians. It wasn't written for academics. It wasn't written for the generations to come. It was written for the people of this fledgling country. It was written for the soldiers who would fight to turn those words into a new system of government. As a document, it does not handhold its readers. Its citizenship at a very hard level. It does not pause to explain who this Creator is. It doesn't explain what the equality of men means. It doesn't try to go into details about the consent of the governed. It simply declares these truths to be self-evident. 250 years later, it's worth asking, self-evident to whom? The Declaration proclaims truths the founders believed to all mankind, yes, but it says those truths in language intended to be familiar specifically to the American nation that it was authored to, authored by, and authored for. It was, as Jefferson put it later in his own life, an expression of the American mind. A document whose purpose wasn't, quote, to find out new principles or new arguments, but to place before mankind the common sense of the subject, the common sense of the American people. That people had been generations in the making. 1776 was not an accident. The patriots of that era understood themselves to be heirs to an older civilization who would carry it forward. Now, they shared with Great Britain the same language, the same God, the same system of common law. They even read many of the same books and observed many of the same customs. They shared the same understanding of justice and public life. George Washington's boyhood offers a small but revealing example. When he was 13 years old, he copied down more than 100 entries from a tiny little book called The Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior. It was not an American work, but it was first published in London more than a century before George Washington was born. Yet the America that formed Washington demanded qualities that no book, no manual could teach. Before General Washington commanded an army, he spent his 20s surveying America's wild interior, saving up money, learning self-reliance on a continent that rewarded initiative more than pedigree. It didn't care if you were a nobleman, it cared what you could do. Now, our society at the time reinforced the habits Washington learned in the wilderness. Frontier life rewarded resourcefulness, while America's colonial assemblies taught citizens to govern their own affairs. It taught citizens to be self-governing human beings. Churches at the time, especially those who were touched by the Great Awakening, reminded congregants that no earthly hierarchy outweighed the equal dignity of every human soul before its creator. All of that came together. And so it was no surprise that when Washington's soldiers first heard the Declaration 250 years ago, they understood precisely what it meant. They understood the meaning that was conveyed. It was seismic, but it was their birthright as citizens of this new republic. The words might have been new, but they expressed a feeling, something that already lived in the heart of every single American patriot, and I believe those words still live in the heart of every single American patriot today. And for 7 long years, they fought for that birthright. It wasn't easy. On some days, it was hotter even than it was today, as hard as that is to believe. Many suffered and died for that dream and died for those principles. But by the grace of Almighty God, they secured for us a free, a proud, and an independent republic that endures, and doesn't just endure, but thrives to this very day. As Washington traded in the uniform for the presidency, he remained preoccupied with the physical land that had shaped him. He imagined wagons crossing mountains, paths out of the Alleghenies and the Appalachians, and canals connecting the Potomac and the Ohio River to its western valleys. Our first president would not live long enough to see that vision of a continent connected. He would not live to see it to completion. But the rivers he surveyed in his youth carried on westward without him. They carried settlers and new riches and cities waiting to be built. And eventually, they carried a 13-year-old boy by the name of James Buchanan Eads. In the fall of 1833, Eads and his family, like many Americans, moved west to the nation's growing frontier, the land of opportunity. And as their steamboat approached St. Louis, its boiler exploded, throwing him into the turbulent waters of the Mississippi. The family lost everything, every earthly possession, and the river nearly killed young Eads. From that moment on, he vowed not to be a slave to that mighty river, but to make it his own. He received no formal education, but to support his family, he sold apples on the St. Louis riverfront, captivated by the bustle and frontier of boomtown St. Louis. At 16, he took a job on the water, and not long after, he conceived of an idea that most engineers at the time, they thought it was crazy. They thought it was insane. You know, sunken ships and other treasures lay scattered along the bottom of the Mississippi. No business in the world existed to salvage them, to take that buried treasure on the bottom of the mighty Mississippi and bring it to work for people. Unlike the more peaceful streams out east, the river's strong currents and turbid waters, most insisted that ordinary diving in the mighty Mississippi was impossible. You could not do what Eads proposed that we do. But he disagreed. And so he did what every American does when they're told they can't do something. He went out and did it anyway, and he did it himself. He bought a 40-gallon whiskey barrel, fixed it to a diving bell, and climbed in, and down he went all by himself. The riverbed was pitch black, the current pulling his feet every which way. Sand swirled around him like a dense snowstorm, he later recalled. But he located his target, a large hunk of lead, tied on the cable, and came back to the surface. Eads went on to become one of the nation's greatest civil engineers. He built the very first bridge spanning the Mississippi River south of its confluence with the Missouri. An impressive feat for a man who'd never built a bridge before. The people who told him, you can't build the most difficult bridge because you've never built a bridge before, he said, yes, I can, because I'm an American and I'm going to do it myself. It was the first on the planet, that bridge, to be made of steel. And residents of St. Louis still use that bridge to this very day, nearly 200 years later. That is American ingenuity and American greatness. At the river's mouth in Louisiana, Eads raised jetties that helped calm its violent flooding to prevent the buildup of silt. And by doing so, he transformed New Orleans from the 9th largest port in the United States to the 2nd most powerful port in the world, rivaling only the city that stands behind us. But Eads had already faced a still greater test, because as the Civil War broke out, the government summoned him to Washington for his help building the ironclads, which the United States Navy would seize the Mississippi with. It was no matter that Eads had never built a gunboat in his life. He had never built a gunboat ever. Instead, he completed 700 of them in 100 days. It's unbelievable. The river ships that Eads built were so strong that the Navy deployed them into the ocean to secure the Gulf. They served their purpose. They defended the Mississippi, and in doing so, they helped preserve our Union. And so it kept growing. And of course, the American frontier made way to farms and factories stretching further and further west. River towns became great cities. Railroads reached the Pacific. Steel mills rose where once wilderness had stood. The American mind widened, and the Republican whose independence Washington won, that James Eads had helped sew together, grew into the most powerful industrial powerhouse in the history of humanity. For other nations, growing industry brought dispossession before it did prosperity. In the old world, the one our ancestors had left behind, the Industrial Revolution threw society into chaos. And into that chaos rushed vacuums and ideologies that answered the dignity of man with labor camps and killing fields. Where the old world led to communism and fascism, the Americans recognized that at root, they were a denial of everything that Washington and Jefferson had read to his men 250 years ago. The free world needed to win, but in order for the free world to beat communism and fascism, it had to outproduce them. And as in every conflict before, America looked to her sailors for help, and to the builders who made sure those sailors had the very best ships to sail on. Among them was a man that we know as Henry Kaiser. Like Eads, Kaiser had grown up with very little. The son of German immigrants, he dropped out of school at 13 to work the stockroom at a dry goods store in Utica, making $1.50 a week and commuting 4 miles each way on foot. Eventually, he moved to Spokane for better job opportunities, setting his sights on starting his own company. Now, he walked into a bank with no business, no workforce, and no history, just a single proposed contract and what the banker would later describe as sheer audacity. He walked out with a $25,000 loan. And with his workers, he erected the Hoover Dam and hundreds of miles of highway across the West. Everywhere he went, he organized ordinary Americans to build extraordinary things. And everywhere he went, he believed their welfare and the welfare of the enterprise that he was building went hand in hand. Kaiser pioneered health coverage at his construction sites. That's why we know the name of Kaiser, because he understood that men working in dangerous conditions, they deserve to see a doctor. He saw his workers as partners, and he walked the walk long before it was fashionable to do so. Where some say that America's story is one of the dispossessed struggling against the powerful, Kaiser shows that America's greatness is built by cooperation between all of our citizens from every single walk of American life. Now, that cooperation was important, but it became profoundly important the day after Pearl Harbor. The United States Navy at the time needed ships bigger and better and faster than anyone thought they could be built. We didn't have the biggest Navy in the world, but we needed one, and we needed one fast. So Kaiser did what Americans always do when confronted with the impossible. He put it on his shoulders and said, let's go do it. Kaiser had never made a ship in his life, but that wasn't going to stop him. First, he built shipyards all up and down the Pacific coast. Then he filled them with American workers, 250,000 of them. Farm boys from Iowa, miners from Appalachia, mothers from Detroit who had never held a welding torch. Together they launched nearly 15,000 Liberty ships, vessels that carried American cargo and sailors across 2 oceans. His Richmond Yard built one of them, the SS Robert E. Peary, in an astonishing 4 days and 15 hours. The shipbuilders Kaiser hired, they weren't just a means to an end, they were his partners. Kaiser looked at his workers and saw people, Americans who got sick, who had families to raise, who showed up in Richmond and Portland with little more than a hat in their hand, but who had amazing potential. He saw the potential of normal Americans when unshackled from destitution. And he saw them not just as mouths to feed or as workers to pay. He saw them as fellow citizens who could build amazing things. So he built housing near these shipyards and nursery schools to help mothers join the war effort. He extended the health plan he had started at his dams to every worker at every yard, opening it to the public after the U.S. won World War II. And though separated by generations, I tell the story of these 3 men because Kaiser and Eads and Washington, they were exactly the kind of men that Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence for. Kaiser was an American. He looked at what needed doing and he did it, and he trusted the men and women around them to do the same, knowing that he could only do his job if they did theirs too. Our Declaration of Independence may have spoken to universal human truths and broadly shared human desires. Of course it does. But it was a document written by and for a particular kind of people, the American people. From General Washington to James Buchanan Eads, from Henry Kaiser, one of America's great shipbuilders, to the sailors standing here today. And by the way, what you folks watching at home on TV may not realize is that everything that you saw, everything that you see today was destroyed last night in a storm. But these great sailors rebuilt it in 12 hours so that you all could be here, so that we could have this amazing procession, and so we could celebrate our 250th birthday in style. All of us, connected through the generations, rich and poor of every job, we are a people formed by generations of self-governance and personal industry. We are formed by Frontier Assembly Hall and congregation, by River Valley and prairie and factory floor. We are formed by the conviction that we are bound to one another, not only by bloodline nor creed alone, but by a common character, a shared fate, and a shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to address what you will hear from some loud voices today, because as much as all of us, whether we're Democrat or Republican, whatever our political persuasion, all of us are celebrating. But you will hear a couple small but loud voices today speak obsessively not of our national greatness, but of our national imperfections. They will speak of the powerless and the dispossessed. They will tell you that America is just another country where the weak struggle against the strong. And if they acknowledge that there is anything to be proud of in our history, they'll say it's the fact that sometimes the powerless have won a zero-sum battle. They're wrong. They'll talk about America's sins with the anger and zeal of a brimstone preacher, but without any of the grace or forgiveness that must be present in the Christian faith. These people misunderstand the essence of America, from Thomas Jefferson to Henry Kaiser. They misunderstand that we all have moments of great power despite those very real imperfections. That there are victims and heroes who live inside of each of us, from the most ambitious leaders and builders to steel welders like my grandfather. People who had their own role to play in turning this dangerous wilderness into the proudest civilization in history. So what I'd ask you to do, my fellow Americans, on our 250th birthday, is to reject the two-dimensional view of your fellow citizens and reject the two-dimensional view of your country. Reject that America is a place for zero-sum thinking, because it is not. Our history is one of people carving a great civilization out of the wilderness. Reject the view of your nation that sees only its sins, but not its grace and its greatness. Everything that we have done as a country, we have done together. Not as citizens divided against each other, but as a common people working towards a common future. When we won our independence, we were led by General Washington to liberty and greatness, but marching ahead of him were thousands of boys from all over the new nation who gave Washington's military genius its foundation and its firepower. When we saved the world in World War II from tyranny in the 20th century, of course we needed great military leadership and tactical genius from our generals, but we also needed Rosie the Riveter, Iowa farm girls who built the machinery of war, and the sweethearts they sent to a world away to storm the beaches at Normandy. When we went to the moon, of course our great astronauts flew the rockets and our great men of science and engineering built them. But there were clerks and janitors and welders like my grandfather who each played their distinctive American part. All of us have a part. All of us had our part. Our role to play in creating 250 years of a proud American story. And all of us will need to do our part to create the next 250 years of American greatness. So I say to all my fellow Americans, I'm proud of you. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to our great nation. Today, my friends, we celebrate. And tomorrow we get back to work. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Again, that event there happening in New York City, the city taking center stage for America's 250th birthday by hosting this international parade of tall sailing ships. And that's what you see on your screen there. This procession expected to draw millions of people, and it's transforming the harbor into a floating tribute to America's past and future. And you just heard Vice President J.D. Vance speaking there at this event known as Sail Forth 250. This celebration here builds on past celebrations, including the nation's bicentennial in 1976 and its 200th anniversary of George Washington's inauguration in 1989 and in 2000. But this picture is just incredible. And taking a look at some of your comments there, a lot of you are liking the parade of sailing ships. So we'll try to bring this live to you again if it's still happening later in our stream. Our time right now is 11:42. When we return here on Fox Local, we'll be back with some local festivities celebrating America's 250th birthday. Welcome back here to our news conversation on Fox 5 News Live. I'm Jasmine Cornell. America celebrating its 250th birthday, and we know from coast to coast celebrations are happening right here in the city of Atlanta. Earlier this morning, the Peachtree Road Race took place, and this is such a special event. It's been happening for 57 years now, and we now know who won the elite division for this race. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Come on, yes, sir, I see you. I told you it's a party face. I see you. Come on, Wonder Woman. Come on, Supergirl. Run. Yeah.
And again, you're taking a look from video earlier today. This is the Peachtree Road Race, and you just saw the winners there across the finish line. So the Atlanta Track Club has announced the names of the winners, and that is Patrick Kiptu Kiprop. He actually ran last year as well and won. So congratulations to him. His time here, which is incredible, 27 minutes and 37 seconds. Again, this is the 10K. That time there, again, is just pretty amazing. 27 minutes. That's all it took him to run this 10K. And in the women's elite division, the winner was Sigi Gebreshalama. She ran 31 minutes and 2 seconds, and please forgive me if I mispronounced that name there, but again, the women and men's elite division here, the men who won, Patrick Kiptu Kiprop, 27 minutes and 37 seconds, and the women, Sigi Gebreshalama, winning with a time of 31 minutes and 2 seconds, not too far behind the male winner there. And now you're just taking a look at people at the start of this race. We've been bringing you this event all morning. It's one of the it's actually the world's largest 10K and a very big event here, running for 57 years there. And so we're going to continue our coverage and talk about this again a little later. I want to take you out to Marietta, where a parade was held there, another annual 4th of July celebration. And we saw thousands of people come out for this event. So let's go ahead and take a look at how Marietta started their Independence Day celebrations. We're taking a look at video from earlier today. This was the Marietta Parade, their Independence Day parade happening on Roswell Street. And you can see a lot of organizations involved. We just watched Marietta High School Band participating in this. So this is just a wonderful celebration here. The community coming together in this hot weather. This, it's hot outside, but it's not stopping the crowds and the parades and the festivities from happening. Our coverage of this continues in 2 minutes. Continuing coverage this morning of the America 250 festivities happening here in the Atlanta area. Let's head out to Marietta, where on Roswell Street you can see people participating in a parade. This was held earlier today, and it's called the Let Freedom Ring Parade. So let's take a look at this.
If I can what? My hands up. It's the one that has the bowling auto repair in the corner. I'm right here. Cool.
And you all just took a look at some video from earlier today of the Marietta Parade. Hopefully, we'll be able to check in with our Maria Guzman, who was covering this parade. Marietta has a long day of festivities today, and you're just taking a look at part of it. Again, this was the Let Freedom Ring Parade that was held earlier today in Marietta on Roswell Street. That's where our camera right here is set up. And so we'll continue to talk about this and bring you coverage of the events happening across the Metro Atlanta area. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to our news conversation. This 4th of July, I'm Jasmine Cornell. I want to take you back out to Marietta, but this time live. Our Maria Guzman has been covering the festivities, the Independence Day festivities out there in Marietta. Maria, you were out on Roswell Street. Tell us where you are now since the parade has ended.
Hey Jasmine, I'm here at the square, at the Marietta Square. The parade just wrapped up. I got my American flag, but the festivities here is going to continue all night long. So if you haven't been able to make it out, if you're looking for something to do, come on out here to the square. I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera to show you guys how busy and fun it is, and also what you need to know if you're going to be coming out here. So here is just quick a live view of what I'm seeing, all the festivities. We have a lot of activities for the kids as well. And with me is Rachel. So Rachel is with the city. And Rachel, for anyone that's going to be coming here to Marietta to celebrate today, what do they need to know before arriving here?
Before arriving, you can also check out our downtown parking map so you know of all the locations that are available for public parking. That's at mariettaga.gov, downtown-parking. Also want you to know we have festivities throughout the day. Right now we're kicking off the kids activity areas, as you see behind me, and we're going to have an Independence Row, which is a new thing for celebrating the 250th this year. Old school games, a dunk tank, super fun. Then at 2 p.m. we will have ringing of the bell. We have a replica Liberty Bell inside Glover Park here on the square, and it's rung 13 times for the 13 colonies. Music throughout the day, big concerts tonight, and the largest fireworks show we've ever had, probably the largest in the region as well. So we're super excited. It's just been a fantastic parade. Just the patriotic spirit of Marietta coming out, especially to celebrate America's 250th.
I know you guys do these type of celebrations every year for the 4th. What makes this one specifically so different here yeah, I mean, I know it's 250, so that's a big one.
The big thing, yes, America 250. We've also been hosting World Cup watch parties with Team USA. People getting into that really American spirit with that leading into this big weekend. And then again on Monday, we'll have a USA watch party right here on the square at 8 p.m. So I think it just is bringing out the community's American patriotic pride, showing up. We've got extra decorations this year. The park is just glowing in red, white, and blue lights, flags everywhere, and the community is really celebrating all that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel. So I'm going to be here for a few more hours, and there's also a market too, so you're able to do some shopping. So I'm going to go ahead and toss things back to you, Jasmine, and just see all the fun.
Marietta, it sounds like a great day of celebration out there in Marietta. And so, Maria, I'm curious to know if you were able to talk to any of the parade goers about their experience this year.
Yeah, I was able to start some conversation with some people that were next to me. They loved it. I mean, there was a little bit of everything. Organizations with the city. We saw the police department, the sheriffs, even like soccer teams here, baseball teams. So a little bit of everything, and they all loved it. And it also just went on for a long time, and all the floaties just kept on going. So a lot of good stuff so far.
That's awesome. And we were able to see many of the organizations participating in the parade, including the Marietta High School Band. So it's just awesome to see a lot of these communities coming together for this special day. And before you go, she did mention the festivities set to happen today. So just give us a recap really quickly of what people can expect for the rest of the day one more time.
All right, so 2 p.m. there's going to be the ringing of the bell, also free concerts, there's markets, there's free activities for kids, and even a little market with local businesses. So if you're looking for something to do, just come on over here, and it's going to go all the way until 9 p.m. And of course, fireworks also tonight. If you're looking for a spot to watch some fireworks, just come here to Marietta.
All right, Maria, thanks. We look forward to seeing you again in the 2 o'clock hour, especially with the Marietta bell ringing there. Maria, thanks. That was our Maria Guzman joining us live for this conversation. Again, she was out at the Marietta Parade that just wrapped up, and just took a look at some of the comments there. Not a lot of people out at this event here in Marietta just yet, but I'm sure that many people will be piling in. Some people probably still tied up in the parade and in that traffic, that foot traffic, but we do expect more people to attend this. But this is just one celebration happening here in the Metro Atlanta area. There are many happening. I want to take you out to Woodstock. Earlier today, they held a parade to honor America's 250th. Let's take a look at that video.
Look at the policeman. These guys are working today.
Company B, all of you, the bars, Uncle Sam. If you brought him down because
Last year, there was a flood on top of this year's. Believe none of that rain came and got us.
Everything's coming by us. You just gotta be patient.
Nobody does. Nobody does. Relax. Very little. I'll get some. Okay? Relax. Look at this. Have fun. Have fun. Look at it. Have fun. Hold your hand out. Emmy. 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 Thank you. There you go. Right there. Come on. Whoa. Look at that. Emmy, hold your hand out. Emmy, hold your hands out. Hold your hand out. Put your hand out. All right. Thank you. Ooh, Emmy, more. Check out